Hi everybody, how are you? It's Jaiya Victoria, the Energy Queen, and I wanted to tell you some ways that you can deal with negative energy. I know that this is a big hot button issue for a lot of us because we can recognize really easy sometimes that we have blocks or we have triggers. We have negative energy that's inside of us, but what do we do about it? How do we deal with it? So, this is what I recommend. I am someone who sees energy visually. I've been working clearing people's energy for 5 years now with my business Energy Queen, and I have my own method that clears energy very quickly. And I'll tell you more about that later. But right now, I just want to talk to you about how you can deal with negative energy in your daily life and some things that I've learned that can be really useful, some ideas for you. So, the first thing I want to tell you is that negative energy is like all energy is beliefs. They are the same thing. Energy and beliefs are the same thing. So when we're talking about negative energy, we're not just talking about random negative energy. We're talking about literally very specific beliefs. And so different blocks are actually going to be different beliefs. So something I always get my clients to do at the beginning of sessions is we tune into not just the energy, but we find where it is first. You have to blocks are going to be in a specific place. You can actually feel them in your body. So the first thing to do is get really practical about what's going on. Where do you feel it? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your heart? If you know the chakra system, where is it in there? It could be in your body even, or even around you. Sometimes clients say stuff like it's like around my head, and it can be even you have an aura as well. Your aura is an extension of your soul, which has spiritual technologies that protect you, and they can get cluttered up sometimes, just like a filter does, because they're protecting you, and they can get clogged with negative energy. So you can feel that too. So you have to find out where is the negative energy that you're dealing with, and when you figure out the main thing you're dealing with right now, because by the way, your energy has like infinite layers. So energy clears in layers as well. So it's really about what is the most pressing issue? What is the actual thing that feels like a problem? Just like if you had a physical symptom in your body, it's like, I got to do something about this. Like, what is that thing in your body and your energy? Where is it? And when you find where it is, what I recommend next is you tune into the energy, because what that's going to be, again, is not just a random negative energy. It's going to be a specific negative belief. So what happens when you tune into the frequency, all you do is you close your eyes, you feel it. You're going to start to hear, because it's a frequency, it's just like a radio frequency, meaning that you can start to actually pick up on the information that's there. And you can actually start to hear the voice of the energy, and it's going to be, since it's a negative energy, which is a negative belief, it's going to be something that sounds like a negative belief, which another word for that is fear. So you're going to hear something like, I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough, or it could be really specific to your life. This is going to happen, that's going to happen. You're going to hear what the specific fear is, and then what I recommend is you write it down. Because when you write it down, you take it out of the category of truth and you put it into the category of negative belief. Why this is important, you guys, is because the only energies that can be inside of you at any given moment, and energy changes really fast, by the way. The energy world is a place of instant change. So yes, actually your energy can change very quickly, but what changes it is that you only keep inside of you the energies / the beliefs that you are currently deeming or believing are truth. So the only reason a block can be inside of you is because you are truly currently believing that negative belief is the truth. The problem is it's not the truth, it's a negative belief. That's why it feels foreign to you. It doesn't feel good to you. It messes up not just your energy system and all the things that projects negatively into your life, but your physical body is affected by it. Your mental health can be affected by it. And so when you write it down, it's a very powerful thing to do, because you're taking it out of the category, again, of truth. You're putting it into a different category, which is this is a negative belief. And when you do that, it starts to like loosen it up more, because your soul starts to understand that this is not truth. It's literally like putting it into the category of bacteria or invader. Your soul all of a sudden is like, oh wait, this one doesn't belong here. Oh, this is not truth. This is not good for us. This is not supposed to be here. And so it can automatically start to help bring this out of you faster. And then a really powerful thing to do is write down beneath that a list of 10 reasons why this negative belief is not true. Why this is also very powerful is because, again, this negative energy can only be inside of you while you are currently believing the negative belief that it is. So you have to start to stretch your imagination and stretch your understanding, really stretch your beliefs to go more in the direction of this is not actually the truth. The thing about these things is that, how do they get in us in the first place if they're not true? Well, because we have our own vision as humans. You can only see what you can see, right? Your soul has intuition and it has deeper knowing, but we don't look at things from God's perspective. God has the real truth perspective. God sees what happened when you were little and what will happen in the future and what happened in your past lives and what happened in, that person you're mad at, their past lives and their childhood. And like the whole truth of the truth of the truth is there. And God sees that, and that is the actual truth. And then there's that contrasting with what we're aware of, which is not all those details usually. So what happens is, because of our free will, we can choose to believe lots of things that aren't true. And the moment that you choose to believe a negative belief, that energy of the negative belief comes into you. And it will come in a specific place depending on what the negative belief is about. A lot of beliefs about love, for example, will be in your heart chakra. The chakra system really explains a lot of, why certain energies / beliefs go where they go and block those places. And they correspond with what those different areas and energy centers are about. So basically, you're able to believe a lot of things that aren't true. That's what I'm saying. You're able to authentically believe a lot of things that aren't true because you just don't have access to God's point of view. This is one reason we need God, by the way, and why praying and asking for help is so beneficial to us, because we are, a spark of God. We're very powerful, but it's like charging your phone. It's like you just get that instant help, and God is so much more powerful than us and, loves you and wants to help you. So, of course, it's always good to ask for help. But also God designed this whole system. It's really amazing. And the whole energy world is a very technological place, like spiritually technological and very organized. And so this is just one of the things that's happening for all of us. And so let's keep going. So you basically observe your life every day, and you watch things happen. And this has been happening again in your past lives. You can carry energy, negative beliefs into this life. And your childhood especially sets up a lot of your really deep-seated beliefs. That's why what happened in your childhood is really like stuff we always seem to be working on, because it's the stuff that you really believed the most because you didn't know any better. You literally were observing the world when you were a child, and you just didn't know what was true. You didn't know. Maybe I will say, like, some of the most common negative beliefs that I deal with my clients, by the way, a lot of people have the same negative beliefs. We're not that different, any of us. The main ones are usually I'm bad and I'm not good enough. And also there's fear of people leaving us and not being lovable. Those are like the main things that we all really deal with deep inside. So where do those come from? Well, if you think about it, I'm bad or I'm not good enough. A lot of us might have felt like that as kids because we didn't know if we were good. And sometimes we were told we were bad. We don't know. We're like fresh here on earth. We're like, hey, I don't know if I'm bad. Like, I don't even know who I am. I don't know anything about myself, right? I have no idea. So I don't know if I'm good enough. Maybe I'm really dumb. I don't know. Like, we just don't know. So the experiences we have can really make impressions on us. And what that means is that we can authentically really believe negative things based on what happens. Because let's say your mom had a really bad day when you were little, or maybe a really bad year, or went through a really hard time and was really distant and, angry, and you didn't know that that wasn't about you. You were watching her behavior toward you, and you were like, well, I'm bad. Obviously, look how mad she is. And you don't have the concept or the understanding that there's something bigger than that going on. Like, you just don't know. So a lot of us will observe the way people react to us, respond to us, things that happen outside of our control as kids. Somebody have a bad, an adult having a bad day, or an older sister or brother having a bad day, and thinking that it's literally our fault. So many instances like that can happen. It's just, that, right? You know what I'm talking about. So we can have these really deep-seated beliefs about ourselves that aren't even true. They were never true in the first place. And yet they can feel so true, and they're still inside of us. They're still affecting our lives. And the energy inside of you literally projects and creates your reality. So if you have, I'm bad inside of you, then you're going to see that frequency reflecting in the events of your life. And, nobody wants that. Those are the things that we don't want happening in our lives. And I think, in a good way, what motivates us to get clearer energy, because it literally can make your life instantly better, along with your health, along with your mental health, along with feeling better and feeling like yourself. So yeah, when you write down the negative belief, and you're writing down beneath it 10 reasons why it's not actually true, what you're doing, and what I want you to do, is to get into the headspace of the God perspective. I like to think of it like being a lawyer. I got into law school, by the way. I didn't go, but I'm really proud that I got in. My life took another direction, and I'm very happy with the direction it went. But I think I was meant to just take the LSAT and just understand how lawyers think, because it's about logic, and it's about taking a stance and fighting for that stance. And so you can do this with beliefs, and it's really, really cool. So what you do is you take the stance of, I am the lawyer for the side of this belief is not true. And so you take a belief, whatever it is. Once you've tuned in, you've found out what it is, you write it down. And then, as the lawyer for that argument, this belief is not true, you just come up with potential reasons for that argument. If it's I'm not good enough, you could say, well, there was that time where I felt good enough, and you write that down, and then you say, well, God made me, and he usually knows what he's doing. Okay, that makes sense. And then, well, yeah, that was that time that person said that nice thing to me. And then you start, you start just coming up with potential reasons why you are good enough. You basically argue for the opposite. Why am I good enough? What could those reasons be? And even if you don't currently believe that you're good enough, you still come up with the potential argument. You see, as if you're the lawyer, you come up with an argument for that side, that I am good enough. And you get to 10. Why 10? Because around 5 or 6, you start running out of ideas, and you have to start getting creative and thinking and imagining things from God's point of view. Okay, well, what is the actual truth? What could that be? And you start getting creative. And as you're doing that, what happens is your belief starts to change. You start to challenge yourself to stretch your belief system. And as you do that, it can actually physically extract that negative energy out of you, because that negative belief can only be inside of you while you are currently believing it. So this exercise is really genius for just starting to actually extract that energy out, because you're stretching and changing your beliefs in real time. And that's the thing about negative beliefs and getting rid of them. These are the blocks, is that if you are not currently believing that negative belief, it can't be inside of you. It has to literally instantly leave. And the cool thing about getting rid of negative beliefs is that they cannot come back once they have been outed, basically, once they have been rejected from your energy system. Your energy system understands it, it has a memory system, and it remembers the negative frequencies that are foreign. And so it will never let that same block back in ever. It will be like, oh no, we've learned basically that one is not true. So that's why it's great to extract negative beliefs. It's great to get rid of them. It's great to always challenge any negative beliefs, no matter how true they seem. They're always lying to you every single time. Every single time. You can always find evidence if you look closer at your life, closer talking to people about things and finding out the truth about things. Always look for the truth, the truth, the truth. You will always find that negative beliefs are never, ever, ever, ever true, because by nature they're fear, and fear is not truth. It's just fear, right? So no matter how logical it seems, I really encourage you to, be really open to the principle that they cannot be true. They're just never, ever true. Okay, that's one thing to know. I know but that's something real that you can really do, and really, have a notebook and do that exercise and get real results. The other thing I want you to know about negative beliefs is that they are always based in the past. If you understand that negative energy, it always has a way of pulling you out of the present. That's part of why it's a problem. You can't be present when you have a lot of negative energy inside of you. A lot of people with a lot of negative energy inside of them really seem stuck in the past. Have you noticed that? So the more you can be present in your life, that helps to keep your energy healthier. Basically, by taking things day by day, by understanding that each day has a new energy to it. There's a momentum to each day that you can create. That's why having a morning routine or having positive affirmations that you do. Positive affirmations, by the way, are positive beliefs, of course. So you want to, get more positive beliefs / positive energies into your system. And once positive energies are in your system, they don't leave. That's another cool fact about energy. It just literally nourishes your life. They become part of you. So any positive belief that you can practice, once you authentically believe it, the energy comes in, and then not only do you feel better, more like yourself, your light gets stronger, you look better, by the way, your world gets more positive. And that is so incredible. That's one reason why gratitude and affirmations literally can change your life. And being in the present is also really, really important, because again, negative energy is always going to be trying to pull you to some other point in time where literally, if you look around your life right now, I challenge you right now to look around your life this minute and tell me where the problems are. Tell me where the trauma is that you are carrying around. Tell me where the baggage is. Tell me where the fear, like, what are you afraid of right this second? Like, there's not going to be much that you can find. It's always just something inside of you that happened at some point in the past, and it created a negative belief, caused you to believe a negative belief. That negative belief is the problem, not anything else. That is the problem. And negative beliefs / negative energies, the third thing to know about them is that they are always trying to distract you from them. They don't want you to look at them, because if you look closely at them, you're going to find that they're not the truth, right? So they always try to get you to look at somebody else, look at something else. They definitely don't want you to get your energy cleared with me. I know that very well. They don't want, you to be interested in getting rid of negative energy, or like they create chaos, and they like to disguise themselves as logic, because they know that we always want to live good lives, and sometimes that requires logic. But like, if you look closely, you're always going to find some kind of flaw in the logic. It's never going to really be true, really add up. And they really don't want you to see them and really like clinically focus on them and understand what's going on. Their mission is to dim your light, to keep you from living your mission, to keep you from bringing your light into the world. That's their mission. So you have to understand that they don't care what you believe. They don't care, meaning they don't care what stops you. They just care that you get stopped. They don't care. When I talk to potential clients, I know this from talking to thousands of people, that they don't care why you don't get your energy cleared. They just care that you don't. So they'll tell you you don't have enough money. They'll tell you you don't have time. They'll tell you you can do it later. They'll tell you she offers the same thing, you could do it next year. Like literally whatever keeps you from getting your energy cleared. I've explained this to clients too, though. They will tell you that your hair is blue. They will tell you that you're a giraffe. They will tell you that You live in the planet Jupiter, therefore can't get your energy cleared. Like, the logic is not, it's just like a disguise. It literally is not helpful. It's not telling you the truth. If it's fear and doubt, and especially if it's something that's keeping you from getting your energy cleared or learning about that, or really, going for it or making a positive change, they don't care what it is that gets you to stop. They just care about you stopping. You see what I mean? And this is true for you even facing fear in your life, for you making, for you living the life that you're meant to live, for you doing something kind for somebody. Like, if it's something that's getting in the way of you and you bringing your light into the world, don't listen to anything that's trying to stop you, is my point. Because it can sound very logical, but it would literally tell you that, I don't know, you're a tree and so you can't. And I'm saying this from real experience. When I started seeing energy and learning what negative energy really is, one of the things I recognized in myself was, I lived in Canada. I wanted to move to New York City and do comedy here. And for 10 years, I listened to not only the fears in myself, but around me, from people saying, well, you can't do it because of this, and you can't do it because of that. And it always sounded so logical that I thought it was helping me. And a lot of times you think that these fears are helping you. You're like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense and that's practical. But you have to really examine, is it getting in the way of me and what I'm meant to do? Is it getting me closer to what I'm meant to do, or is it getting in the way? If it's getting in the way, it is a lie. It is negative energy manipulating you. And when I started to see the energy, to see how fast it could be removed, and that was all the doubt is, that is all the fear is, no matter what it says, I was like, oh my God, this is all of those reasons why I never moved to New York. That's what that is? Like, okay, I'm not listening to any of that anymore. I moved to New York City in 6 months after that. And I've been here for 5 years doing comedy. So I'm proof that negative beliefs aren't real. I'm proof that they are lying to you. I'm proof that they will say whatever sounds logical so that they can mess up your life. And one of the ways that they mess up your life is just being inside of you, living inside of you, rent free basically, and not helping you, and actually actively keeping you from living your mission, which is why you're here on earth. So the reason I work with people is because I give you an advance clearing, like I give you an advance, like a catapult in your life past these things that have been going on for, the patterns that have been going on since childhood, and even from past lives, and for years and years in your life, that it's like you need to like get that out of the way so that you can live your mission. And so that's where I come in. I can help clear these negative energies very quickly. God taught me how to do this. I call it Energy Queen Alchemy. And the most common tool I use is the blood of Christ. So I work with Jesus. I clear out the negative energies. Again, he taught me to do this. And a lot of people ask, are you allowed to do this? Isn't this kind of like cheating in life? Like, no, the whole point of you being here is you living your mission. So what I see in a session is what I'm allowed to clear. If there's something that you still have to learn in your life and go through, I won't see it. But I'm telling you, I see so much energy in every session that I know that God wants us to get on with our lives and not be held back for another year, another month, another decade, dealing with these things. I just explained to a client right now in a session I just finished that basically having negative energy inside of you is like being sick. When you're sick, you can't go out there and do things in the world. You're focused on getting better, right? It's like if you have a really bad cold or flu or whatever it is, you're like, I can't go do these things, live my mission. I have to get better from this. And so you have to take time off and do that. It's the same thing with negative energy. If you have it inside of you, you can't go do all the things you're supposed to do, because you have to deal with that. It's constantly like robbing your time, robbing your attention, robbing your energy. It's like that's taking your focus. So instead of being held back, it's like, get that out of the way and now you can go focus. You know what I mean? And that's where I come in. So if you're interested in getting your energy cleared, I would love to talk to you. The link is in the description of this video if you're interested in a 20-minute free consultation, where I will actually draw your energy visually. I'll be able to show you where the blocks are and what they're about. And from there, if you're interested in booking some sessions, that's great. But I love to talk to anybody who's inspired, because I know that this is my mission, to bring this work to you. So I'm so grateful that you're watching. I hope this taught you a lot. A lot was jam-packed into this video about energy, energy theory, energy dynamics, the energy world, and the mechanics of it. So I hope you really enjoyed it, and I would love to hear from you. Wishing you lots of love. Bye.